Hi.
Hello. How
Well,
are you on this fine rainy morning?
oh my goodness, all things considered, I think that I'm doing pretty well. How about you?
I'm good. It has without a doubt been such a crazy week. So,
Yeah.
for those of you who don't know, Bethany and I are both in Utah, and we had a pretty good sized earthquake on Wednesday, and it pretty much trashed my office, not structurally, but everything like on the
Oh,
walls, on my desk, everything um had come down, and I just invested in this beautiful new computer setup, and it all, oh, it
that
just,
sucks, dude.
yeah,
That sucks.
yeah, yeah. Wasn't my
Yeah.
favorite, but we didn't
So I
die,
don't
so it was good.
I don't know if you can see these it looks like a glass wall, but that's actually like two very tall IKEA wardrobes that were not bolted to the wall. They are now bolted to the wall. But as this earthquake was happening, I was just watching them move back and forth. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're coming down, they're coming down. And thankfully they didn't. But oh my goodness, that was so scary to
Where
watch that.
were you asleep when it happened, when it started?
No, I was laying in bed. I actually hadn't been able to sleep the night before. And so I was doing that thing when you wake up and you're trying to like make yourself go back to sleep. I
Yeah.
was I was doing that. And I all of a sudden the bed started shaking like violently, and I was like, I thought Taylor was shaking it, and I was like, why is he? And then I looked and I was like, he's not in here. Oh, that's an earthquake. And I like bolted out of bed and went and stood in my closet because I have nothing to hide under,
Yeah.
and just kind of yelled at Taylor, waited for it to pass. And he couldn't hear me and I couldn't hear him. I guess we were yelling at each other during this and we couldn't hear each other, which is bizarre because it seemed really quiet while it was happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I was getting ready to go into my office because there were some things I needed to handle. And so I was in the bathroom and I was putting on mascara, and all of a sudden I'm like, why? Like, I always have a steady hand. Why can I all of a sudden not put my mascara on? And then I'm like, holy
right.
freaking crap, man. So I jump up and I pound on my daughter's door and I pound on my son's door, and I'm like, it's an earthquake, get up.
Yeah.
So
It's so
they jump up and I'm like squeezing them as hard as I
oh
possibly can.
yeah.
So, did they get hurt from the earthquake? No, but they probably have a broken rib because I beat them so tight.
Aw.
Oh, but if
Good.
we're gonna have an earthquake, there's nowhere else I'd rather be than with my
Mhm.
babies. So
Yeah, yeah. That's
it was
it's so funny.
horrible.
I think we're just I mean it's so out of Utah doesn't get earthquakes. I mean, we should. We absolutely
Yeah, we're
should
on a
because
fault
we have tons of fault lines. I mean, like giant mountains out my window. Like they had to get there somehow, right? So I think that it's interesting that because I I spent my childhood in California, and so earthquakes were kind of a normal thing for us. And
line.
my mom typically wouldn't wake us up unless it was continuing long enough to wake us up, kind of thing. Or so I remember a few times her, waking up in the morning and being like, I'm surprised you slept through that. Like I slept through all of the earthquakes. And so I've never I know what they are when they happen.
Right.
Obviously, we all do, but not used to it. And so I was scared and I called her and I was like, "Did you guys feel that?" Because she lives 3 hours away, and she's like, "No, she, her, the first thing she says to me, she's like, "Was it a shaker or a roller?" And I'm like, "Mom, you've been through too many of these." Like, you
Seriously, it
know?
it was a roller though, because it was just like, felt like I was seasick.
Oh, so mine was a shaker.
Oh man.
The first one was like actual violent shaking. Like I the thing that always freaks me out about earthquakes is like the creaking of the walls.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your whole house is creaking, but and I don't know if I can like show you on here, but like it was going like this.
Yeah. Yeah. That's that. Yeah, we had that too.
Shaky.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. But after it,
But then they were rollers and those make you queasy.
holy crap, it was crazy.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
that's a thing that happened to us in the middle of a pandemic.
Yeah. No biggie.
Fine. Fine. We're fine.
No worries.
The
Another
time
day.
when you want to go be with friends and family to ride out all of the aftershocks, you can't.
Yes, yes.
Anyway,
So, how is this whole thing? Oh, first, what are you drinking?
so I am drinking the same coffee because you guys, I have to give a shout out to Daily Rise because they are my homies, 100%. But I actually I've been going and like buying gift cards here and there to like the different businesses, while we're in our downtime to kind of help them out. And so I had purchased a gift card from them, and I chose like the will call pickup because it's like, well, once we get out of this, I'll just go down and grab my gift card
Yeah.
and have like a nice coffee and breakfast or whatever. And both of them, both Jeff and Beth, messaged me. They're like, why are you in quarantine? Should we send you a bag of beans to get you through? And I was like, oh no, it's okay. And now I'm like, I
Maybe.
miss the good coffee. So instead of focusing, I mean, as long as we have to do this, I'm going to just focus on the different mugs because mugs tell a story. And so last week it was your mug. And then this week is a very special mug to my family. This is the last thing that my sister gave to each one of us. And it says, side by side or miles apart, sisters will always be close at heart. And so this mug is very special to me. I very rarely drink out of it, actually. A lot of times it's kind of painful. For those of you who aren't familiar, my sister passed away a year ago, and so it's been kind of like a really it's been when did she crap? What year are we?
Almost.
We're 2020.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about because it feels like
I know.
it just happened. So anyway, so this is a very special mug to me. And so I chose this one today because I'm actually feeling the sisterly love super hard right now. So
I like
thanks,
it.
Holly.
I just got a Starbucks vanilla, geez, blonde roast,
Ooh, yummy.
and it is in my salty witches mug, and then I just have a little bit of cream and honey in it, and it's delicious.
Nice. I'm getting hair in my mouth. Oh, sorry.
So, with all of this craziness, how has this impacted your business?
Yesterday, I would have burst into tears if you asked me that question.
Yeah.
Today, and I think that's kind of the roller coaster that we're all on right now is, just I think anybody, whether you have a business or not, there's so much uncertainty out there. Am I going to have a job tomorrow? Am I going to be able to feed my family? Are the stores going to stay stocked? It's kind of that's
Absolutely.
just where we're at.
Yep.
And yesterday was really difficult for me because I think that the stress of the earthquake the day before left me with a lot of body tension.
Yeah.
I slept really well, but I woke up with a headache, and it was just one of those days. Like the tension was just really high, and the stress was really high, and so I wasn't very productive yesterday. But I think that it's hard to know whether or not we're going to be okay. I can't answer that question honestly because I have a lot of expenses. I have a studio that's been sitting empty for, over, yeah, and we
Yeah.
don't know when that's going to stop. And we've been doing online classes, but we've been running into some trouble with some of our older patrons. They just aren't into it. And so they're feeling super isolated because they've lost their connection to community, and that's what I was trying to avoid. And so I feel kind of helpless there because I can't give them that piece that I was trying to. And so that's hard because that feels like I'm failing. And yeah, it really for me is just about keeping communication and community going. Like this, I'm looking forward to this because I get to talk to a human face to face, drink coffee, and pretend like things are somewhat normal.
Right.
And I think that that's what we really want to offer our yoga community is the chance to come together and say, I'm having a hard day. Can we just breathe? And so I think that I feel like what we have to offer is really great. I don't think a lot of people know about it yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's been kind of hard for us. But on the other side of things, like I've been really impressed with how amazing I'm always impressed with how amazing our community is about how can we help each other during this time. I'm
Right, right.
really worried about my favorite coffee shops and the
Yeah,
restaurants and that kind of thing. And so I think that for all small businesses, like obviously we're saving money being at home. We haven't had to buy gas in like 2 weeks now. That's a
yeah,
huge expense, you know? And so maybe we can take that savings and put it into these small businesses so that they can continue.
yeah.
So
Yeah, I went to Daily
yeah.
Rise this morning and they were popping, man.
Mm,
Their drive-through is always super busy, and
that's good.
you know, they were happy, and it was just good to,
Good.
see people in good spirits. And I got what did I get? An Apple Jacks Americano, and it was delicious.
Yummy.
And yesterday we got some takeout from the Bickering Sisters, which is a little cafe in Ogden, and it was
Mhm.
delicious. So if
Mm.
you're in
Mhm.
Ogden, go to the Bickering Sisters because they have curbside. They'll bring it out to you. You don't even have to go in. It's actually quite nice. Um, but just trying to utilize um, the online ordering, and even with,
Yeah.
like, it's nice because even Target has that. So I'm not going into grocery stores right now. I pull out my phone, order it on
Mhm.
their app, and then I drive up. When I'm there, I tell them I'm there, and they bring it out to my car. It's
Yeah.
so nice. So utilizing, those types of things have been super good. I think that um,
Yeah.
just try, and do I do that? Do I go the Daily Rise and Bickering Sister? No, because, well, I'm a small business, and right now it is a super super scary time. One of my biggest clients is a corporate travel management company, and they laid off over half of their workforce, and with that
Wow.
they had to end the contract with me as well. So that in
That
itself
sucks.
just is devastating. I mean,
Mhm.
devastating. So
Mhm.
it's scary. It is absolutely a very unnerving time. But I'm not going into my office right now, so I do get extra time with my kids, which is really fun.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
and I know they still need to learn. I know that, so don't come at me
Yeah.
for this. But trying to keep my businesses alive and not go crazy is one thing, but then to throw on freaking all this homework? Are you kidding me? I don't homeschool my kids because I'm not a teacher. You know,
Yeah, I
I
know.
just like, you want them to do a couple things here and there, keep their minds cool. But the amount of homework that they're sending home is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but this is not school.
Yeah.
It's not. So
Shoot.
don't treat it like it is. I
Mm.
I mean, tension is at an all-time high. And to full disclosure, like we'll work on it and we'll do some stuff. But if it gets to a point where like I'm getting super irritated because I don't understand what the heck they're supposed to do and the instructions aren't clear, or I'll be like, you know what? We're not doing it. It is not
Yeah.
worth it for me to get irritated at my kids and to show any type of hostile feelings over this one piece of homework. I'm like, you know
Yeah.
what? We're not doing it. Let's try the next subject and we'll go from there. If it's better, we'll finish it. But I am not inviting any more chaos into my house. It was
Yeah.
already there from the earthquake and the pandemic. I'm not. I mean, fortunately, with that being said, my kids are pretty studious and
That's good.
pretty much straight A students. So,
Yeah.
I'm super fortunate in that aspect. But I'm not gonna yell at my kids over
Yeah.
homework right now.
I know that it's
They're
been like
already nervous.
yeah, I know it's been so hard on the teachers too, because they're still expected to go to school. Did you know that?
Yeah, so they sent out a message today. My daughter's school, not so much. She goes to a more of a private school, so it's a little
Mm-hmm.
different for them. But Yeah, public school. So my son's teacher goes in once every 3 days,
Yeah.
from like 9:30 to 12:30 or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
So
my bestie's a teacher and she was saying that. And then, my sister's a teacher, my dad is a teacher. So it's like all of these teachers, and I'm personally glad that they dismissed school because
yeah,
I've been
that's where
worried
it
about my
started.
family. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, kids are huge carriers of
Yep.
disease. Let's just be real.
Well, and they don't practice washing their hands
Yeah.
for 20 seconds. They
Mhm.
turn on the water, they throw their hands under, and then they keep it moving.
Mhm.
Not it's
Yeah.
not like and they're kids.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
am
expect
grateful that they're not being impacted by this virus as much as other demographics. I mean, okay, that came out wrong. Like it sucks for all demographics, but let's just take a moment and be grateful that the kids are a little stronger with this one because they usually do get hit pretty hard. And so that's nice at
yeah,
least
yeah,
that we
it
have
is.
that.
It is. So
Yeah.
it's
So,
and I have I take this for what it is. Like my son, his baseball coach is pretty hardcore. So he still has had some baseball practices. And they're outside. The parents have been really smart to distance ourselves out. Usually we sit in like a cluster and chit chat, but we're all spread out. But
that's
that
good.
really has been a saving grace for us
Yeah.
because the kids aren't getting out. It's not like we can go to a
Mhm.
movie or go to a jump park or whatever.
Yeah.
So that physical activity a couple times a
Mhm.
week has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I every every day as practice, I'm like, please don't cancel it. Please don't cancel it. Please don't
Oh,
cancel it.
yeah, yeah. And the kids can't play with friends right now. And that's
No, no.
hard because they don't get that. They're like, I feel fine. What's the
Right,
problem?
right.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
at practice, there's plenty of spacing out, and they're not um right on top of each other or anything. They're
hmm,
first base to second base is pretty good span.
yeah,
So
yeah,
it is. I'm so glad that they still have that because we
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's hard. I actually wrote just a little article on my business blog yesterday about ways to win at social distancing.
oh yeah,
And so, with that in mind, I think we should talk about the highlights of social distancing
yeah,
because I think that I mean, I definitely consider myself an extrovert. How about you?
yeah, yeah,
So this can be especially trying for us. And I think that, maybe even being on the personality type side of things, I'm a person who likes to be busy. I like to do and I like to be productive. And I haven't left my house very much in 2 weeks. Like
and
we
it's
went out for
awful.
a bike ride. So,
Yeah, but it's been
yeah.
so cold that you
Yeah.
can't do a whole lot of the out
Yeah.
stuff right now.
Yeah. So, just kind of like talking about that, I feel like there are some major perks to social distancing, or if you're like me and you're in quarantine, there are some perks to this. Number one, my house is so freaking clean. Like, it is the cleanest. I don't even think it was this clean when we moved in. Like, and I came in with my bestie and we scrubbed the entire house. And like the other day, I finished up with work and I was like, I'm just going to dust and vacuum really quick. Well, when you're in quarantine or you're social distancing, you got all this time. And
Yep.
so the dusting turned into pulling everything out away from the wall because I've got this beautiful dog with the fluffiest hair and it gets everywhere. And so I'm like pulling all the furniture away from the walls. And then I was like, oh, those floorboards look like they could use a little cleaning. So I cleaned all the floorboards in my house. And then as I was doing that, I'm like, maybe the walls could use a washing too. So like
Mhm.
freaking like 3.5 hours later, my husband's like, are you done cleaning yet? And I'm like, nope. But
Still
it's
going.
nice. It's nice to be able to just do that stuff on a whim because normally that's the stuff that's always like in the back of our mind, like, oh my gosh, I need to do that. Like that's so gross. I need to handle that. But it's like
Yeah,
done.
done.
Sanitizing and like washing things. Like I'm obviously in my bedroom, but like we washed all of our pillows, like all the covers, and
Yep.
it's nice. Like you're washing all your blankets. You just have time for this stuff now.
You know,
So
so I have exceptional children. Because I've still had to do some running around and some work stuff, and
yeah.
I kid you not, like whether I'm in like my home office doing stuff or running to my office, my girl has been, oh man, I will walk in the door and everything's done, from the dishes
Aw,
to
she's
the
a
living room.
doer too.
Yeah, the laundry. I mean, I came in on Monday, and my sheets had been washed. Like, I mean,
Aw,
she is on it,
that's
super, super.
good. That's
So,
awesome.
yes,
Very nice.
that's been great. And
Yeah.
then, a big part of it is just, um, I am I don't unplug very often,
Mhm.
because I am, pretty high energy, and I'm always on the go, and there's always something to do. So this has really, really forced me to take a step back and
Mhm.
just kind of unwind, and so
Yeah.
that, I don't know if that's been nice, or because I'm so bored. Like, things can
Yeah.
only be done so many times,
Yeah.
so
Well, so let me give you a suggestion because I have found myself in the same place. I think I've started with some reading that I've been putting off,
yep,
learning new things.
yeah,
I actually went through um this is gonna sound dumb, but it's probably not dumb, but even though I'm at home, I'm still working. I know you are too. And it's kind of like I hold myself to that schedule because I
yeah,
I'm one of those people that if I don't feel productive, I feel it actually like puts me sort of into a
and a
depressive
funk.
state.
Yeah,
Yeah. And
absolutely,
so
absolutely.
having those things to fulfill you, but where my business is pretty well just kind of in limbo right now, I've actually taken the opportunity to look for other things that I can be doing. Like I've always wanted to learn more about SEO. So I'm
Yeah,
researching and finding articles and learning about those things. I'm trying out different ad things that I've always wanted to do. And so it's really, and I think that this can apply to anybody. Think about the things that you've been wanting to do that you just haven't had time for and make a
yeah,
list and then go through that list and use
yeah.
that as part of it. I've been writing a book. So
Like
I
it.
got a lot going on here. I'm like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah,
It's nice though. It's me and my friend were
it,
talking about how it's like kind of a way for all of us to just kind of refocus and recenter
yeah,
and
and
calm
expand
down.
even, on
Yeah.
certain things. I did the same thing. I actually just bought a whole um program on some e-commerce stuff. So
Nice.
it's like, it's I mean, it's pretty robust. It's like three different segments, and each segment has like 41-hour like sessions
Oh,
in it.
nice.
So
Nice.
it's
It's like
huge.
school.
Yeah, it was a substantial investment. But I was like, hell, like, I got the time. So,
Yeah, yeah. Education is something that I always try to fit into my schedule, and it usually gets pushed to the back burner because
that's
there's
the
so
first
many
thing.
other things that come first.
Yeah, quick
Yeah.
articles. Like, if I get an article and like email, because I do subscribe to a lot of different um things, what for, like, marketing wise.
Hmm.
I'll read those on the spot, but anything that's like training that's going to take, a substantial amount of time, that
Yeah.
always gets put on the back burner. It really,
Hmm.
really does.
It
So,
does.
uh,
Yeah.
this is absolutely a time to learn and to educate and
Hmm.
better ourselves. I've been doing some longer, heavier meditations, which
Yeah.
I freaking love tremendously.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's been nice. I can't wait to go
Yes.
outside and do them. But
Yes.
so
Yeah, that's nice. I
yeah,
know. I
nice.
feel like we just have all this. We've got like pandemic and we've got earthquake and then you guys literally outside our window. I know it looks like the sun is shining on me. It's not. I'm looking at a mountain that is currently covered approximately 50% by a cloud. It's overcast, it's rainy, it's like, which is good because those are signs of spring. So, I mean, I hope we have a really beautiful early summer because I like it when it rains this much usually. But in
Yeah,
these circumstances, like, we're just like, please, can we have a little bit of sun? We
I
just
really
want
get
just,
outside.
just a little. We
Yeah,
just need it.
It's coming down pretty good here. I'm surprised you can't hear it because
Uh-uh.
it's coming down. Which
Yeah.
my car needed to be washed, so car wash.
Get some fresh water on that. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a crazy week, and I think, I think we're all just doing the best we can, and I think that I'm super grateful that we're able to still come together like this and be able to decompress.
Yes.
It's
Yep.
very much needed, but
Absolutely have some sort of normalcy through this.
yeah. Do you have any other advice for people out there going through this, like on what they could be doing, or how they could maybe, I don't know, I guess maybe we can open it up for questions, because we do monitor this. So if you guys have questions on what you could be doing or how you can help or anything like that, that would be cool. We're definitely, if we can be a resource, we would love to be one.
Share that love.
Yeah.
For sure. Yep, absolutely.
Awesome.
Just, remember to hydrate, caffeinate, and right now just try to stay sane. Really, just try to stay alive. And usually I would say that to try and be funny, and right now I am serious. Just try and stay healthy for the most part.
Yeah, it's very serious, and I think the more we can do at home, the better off we'll all be.
Yeah.
And definitely take that time to like work on your house, or if you don't want to clean it, like, maybe paint it. Or work on yourself. Yeah. Read books. Like, this is the perfect weather for curling up in a corner and reading books. And whether you're reading for pleasure or for education, I think that both are completely acceptable. I've already read 2 books during this time. So, just keep it going. Just, kind of
curl up in a Moxie blanket perhaps, and with
Yep. I love it. All right, cool. Well, do you have a sexism of the week you'd like to share?
Nothing too major. Just I read I read on LinkedIn about how this guy was so stressed about working from home because, his wife is taking care of the kids, but every once in a while, like, his kids will come into his office and it's so frustrating and it's so hard and it's so this and it's so that. I was like, fool, like, you don't even know. You literally have no idea. Try doing all of that but without your wife. Like, how successful would you be if you didn't have a wife? So stop complaining and bitching about it. Go and thank your freaking wife, because not all of us have somebody else to, take that portion of your life right now. I was like, you freaking entitled.
Yeah. I definitely have been like thinking about all of the moms out there that are now having to homeschool in addition to trying to work
and then trying to get all the work done and bills and baths and bed. Like, holy cow! As if our schedules.
A lot of us about day drinking.
Oh, jeez, it has crossed my mind a couple times. So far, I've been good with just coffee. But, man, day drinking sounds better and better by the minute.
Yeah. That's well, everybody hang in there.
Yeah.
We'll be back next week. We'll be here every week. Okay. So like, if we're all you have to hold on to, or maybe like we are what puts you to sleep at night, like, just use us. Okay.
There you go.
We're here for you.
We are here for your viewing pleasure. And next week, maybe I'll try to not just throw on a hat and a sweatshirt.
Hey, you know what? You look cute. You do you, boo.
That's right.
How we roll.
I'm trying to give my hair a break from heat and curling and blow drying. So
yeah. Same. This is curly girl method happening here. I've got like I just don't even know what it's doing, but it always looks better on the camera than it does in person. So I guess that's nice.
I like it. Yeah.
But all right.
Okay. Have a good day. We shall survive. This too shall pass.
Yay. Bye.
Bye.